What do you do when your biggest advantage just vanishes overnight? For 2 years, Japanese Zero pilots ruled the Pacific sky. Their planes could outmaneuver, outclimb, and outturn anything the Americans could throw at them. American pilots learned the hard way: never dogfight a Zero. Seriously, just don't even try it. But everything changed in August 1943 at Marcus Island. The target, a tiny Japanese base in the middle of nowhere. The defenders were expecting the usual wildcats. They could easily dance around and bombers they could pick off. Instead, they got the help. Lieutenant Saburo Sakai was one of Japan's top aces, with 64 confirmed kills. He'd been battling American planes since Pearl Harbor and knew every trick in the book. When he spotted those new American fighters coming in, he wasn't worried. They looked heavy and bulky, probably slow. So, he rolled his Zero into an attack, confident he'd snag another kill. But the Hellcat pilot saw him coming. As Sakai Dolbane, he was grinning, thinking the Americans would panic. He planned to catch the American fighter at the bottom of the dive when it would be slow and vulnerable. But the Hellcat didn't slow down. It kept accelerating 400 miles per hour, then 450. The Zero started shaking. It wasn't built for that kind of speed. Sakai had to pull out. The Hellcat kept diving. Then something unbelievable happened. The Hellcat pulled up from its dive, climbed vertically, and turned inside Sakai's position. The turn was tighter than anything a plane that heavy should be able to do. Suddenly, Sakai found himself staring down the barrels of 650 caliber machine guns pointed right at him. He barely managed to escape. Baiket Base Sakai reported what he'd seen, but his commanders didn't believe him. A 12,000-pound fighter that could dive like a meteor and turn like a Zero. Impossible. But then the reports kept rolling in. Every pilot echoed the same story. The Hellcat didn't follow the rules. It could dive away from any Zero, then turn around and fight on equal terms. It could take 20 cannon shells and still keep flying. And those 50 cals? They could shred a Zero in just a couple of bursts within 6 months. The Hellcat achieved a jaw-dropping kill ratio of 19-1 to 19 Japanese aircraft shot down for every Hellcat lost. The Zero's reign was officially over. Japanese pilots started calling the Hellcat the monster because it was everything they weren't: fast, tough, powerful, and built by a nation that could replace every loss 10 times over. Sakai barely survived the war. In his memoir, he reflected on that first encounter with a Hellcat, saying, "I knew we had lost. Maybe not that day, maybe not that month, but we had lost, because if America could build a fighter like that, what else were they making, and how many? The answer, 12,000 Hellcats, and that was just one aircraft."